Do you know how many states in the US recognized the Assyrian Genocide of 1915 to 1918? My name is George Davis. My grandparents were killed by Turks during the mass-scale genocide against Assyrians, Armenians, and Pontiac Greeks in 1915 to 1918. Those who are knowledgeable about Assyrian Genocide are aware that we lost 60% of our nation in World War I between 1915 to 1918. The Turkish government orchestrated and executed a systematic plan of annihilation against Assyrians in Hakkari region, northeast of Turkey, and the Urmiya region, northwest of Iran. I'll go over genocide documents that are released by the state Senate, the state House of Representatives, and the state governor, which is referred to as Gubernatorial. These documents recognize the Assyrian Genocide. In my description of each document, I will mention the following: the state, the type of the document, resolution or proclamation, the source of the document, gubernatorial, Senate or House of Representatives, the year, citation which mention the Assyrians. California, joint resolution by the Senate and the House of Representatives. 2015. During the genocides of the Christians living in Ottoman Empire and surrounding region, which occurred during the first one-half of the 20th century, 1.5 million men, women, and children of Armenian descent and hundreds of thousands of Assyrians and Greeks and other Christians lost their life at the hand of Ottoman Turkish Empire and the Republic of Turkey, constituting one of the most atrocious violations of human rights in the history of the world. The Republic of Turkey has escalated in its international campaign of Armenian genocide denial, maintained its blockade of Armenia, and increased its pressure on the small but growing movement in Turkey, acknowledging that the Armenian genocide and seeking justice for the systematic campaign of destructions of millions of Armenians, Greeks, Assyrians, and other Christians upon their biblical era homeland. Resolved that the legislature hereby commands the extraordinary service which was delivered by Near East Relief to survivors of Armenian genocides and Assyrian genocides, including thousands of direct beneficiaries of American philanthropy, who are the parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents of many Californian Armenians and Assyrians. Delaware. Resolution. The Senate, 2015. During the Armenian Genocide of 1915 to 1923, 1,500,000 men, women, and children of Armenian descent and hundreds of thousands of Assyrian and Greek descent lost their lives at the hand of the Ottoman Turkish Empire in its attempt to systematically eliminate the Assyrian race, which hundreds of thousands had become homeless and stateless refugees. We're still in Delaware. The generous philanthropy of the American people directly result in salvations of the Christian, Armenian, and Assyrian refugees nation from being completely annihilated by the genocide, by saving more than 1 million refugees, including more than 130,000 orphans through their humanitarian assistance. The resolution recognizes the 100th anniversary of the Armenian Genocide and acknowledge the criminal mistreatment of the Christian, Armenian, Assyrians, and Greeks by the government of the Ottoman Turkish Empire as an issue of international and historic significance that require a resolution based on truth and justice. Georgia, House of Representatives, Resolution 2003. Tragically, hundreds of thousands of Greeks, Armenians, and Assyrians were killed or displaced from 1915 to 1923 in areas surrounding the Black Sea coast, Pontus, and Smyrna in Asia Minor. Indiana, Proclamation. Governor Eric Holcomb, 2017. From 1915 to 1923, during the Armenian Genocide, 1.5 million ethnic Armenian women and children, as well as over 1 million Greeks, Assyrians, Syriacs, and others were massacred as a part of planned complete eradication of those indigenous communities by Ottoman Turkish Empire during the first modern genocide that still require justice. Iowa, Proclamation, Governor Kim Reynolds, 2017. From 1915 to 1923, during the Armenian Genocide, 1.5 million ethnic Armenian men, women, and children, as well as over 1 million Greeks and Assyrians, Syriacs, and others were massacred as a part of planned complete eradication of those indigenous communities by the Ottoman Turkish Empire during the first modern genocide that still require justice. New York, Proclamation, Governor George Pataki, 2002. These Greeks whose ancestors has lived in the communities along present-day northern Turkey near the Black Sea for 3 millennia were singled out by Turkish authorities for expulsion along with Armenians and Assyrians. From 1915 to 1923, from 1915 to 1923. The Turkish perpetrators of genocide in Asia Minor were notably brutal when executing their campaign to displace Greeks, Armenians, and Assyrians from their ancestors' lands. South Carolina, Proclamation, Governor Jim Hodges, 2002. Typically, hundreds of thousands Greeks, Armenians, and Assyrians were killed or displaced from 1915 to 1923 in the area surrounding the Black Sea, Pontus, and Smyrna. We're still in South Carolina, and this one is Proclamation, the Senate, 2002, Hundreds of thousands of Greeks, Armenians, and Assyrians were killed or displaced during the period of 1915 to 1923 around the Black Sea, Pontians, and Smyrna. And in 1922, Smyrna, the largest city in Asia Minor, was sacked and burned, and inhabitants were murdered. South Dakota resolution, the House of Representatives, 2015. During the Armenian Genocide of 1915 to 1923, 1,500,000 men, women, and children of Armenian descent and hundreds of thousands of Assyrian and Greek descent lost their lives at the hand of Ottoman Turkish Empire in the attempt to systematically eliminate the Armenian race. And we're still in South Dakota. The generous philanthropy of the American people directly resulted in the salvation of the Armenian and Assyrian refugee nation from being completely annihilated by the genocide by saving more than 1 million refugees, including more than 130,000 orphans through their humanitarian assistance. The legislature thereby commends the extraordinary service which was delivered by Near East Relief to the survivors of the Armenian Genocide and Assyrian Genocide, including thousands of direct beneficiaries of American philanthropy who are the parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents of many Armenians and Assyrians. Tennessee resolution, the House of Representatives, 2015. Whereas other ancient Christian minorities, namely ethnic Assyrians and Greeks, were also greatly persecuted under Ottoman Empire and by the party known as the Young Turks. West Virginia Proclamation, Governor Earl Ray Tumberland, 2016. From 1915 to 1923, during the Armenian Genocide, 1.5 million entire Armenian men, women, children, as well as over 1 million Greeks, Assyrians, Pontians, Syriacs, and others were massacred as a part of the planned complete eradication of these indigenous communities by Ottoman Turkish Empire during the first modern genocide that still requires justice. As of 2018, 10 states in the US recognize the Assyrian Genocide of 1915 to 1918. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.